Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of writing linear equations. This is standard A.2C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 23 of the 2019 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got a graph here of a linear function, and it looks like we need to find some points here because we don't have anything labeled, and we need to look very, very closely to see whether or not we can find something that is going to cross exactly at one of these points. And it is really tough because if you look really close, you zoom in, it almost looks like we have an x-intercept, but I don't really trust that. That doesn't look like it's quite on the line. What looks good right here is going to be this point right here. So I'm going to question mark this. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. But if you look really, really close, and if you're able to zoom in, you can see that line looks like it's coming just a little bit underneath that point. It's not quite at the 4. So this looks pretty good right here. So this has got an x of 7. It's got a y of 2. Remember, all we need is just 2 points. I'm looking for another one that looks pretty good. And if we were to find it, we're going to see that, you know what, it looks like we actually have a y-intercept right here. So that's helpful, right? So that's going to be 0, -3. And if I continue to look, looks like I've got one right over here. So it's going to be -7, -8. All right, so you see we're going to have a positive slope. All of my answers are positive. And, you know, there's two different ways we can do this, right? So let's start with the official way. So you can always find slope like this. Y equals change in y over change in x. So let's just pick 2 points here. And I'm going to use these two, and I'm going to make this x1, y1, x2, y2. So if we subtract this, right, that's going to be 2 minus -3, so that's going to end up being +3, right? And then look at that, 7 minus 0, that's nice. So that's going to end up being 2 plus 3 over 7, so 5/7. Now you notice our answer selections are not quite in your slope-intercept form because we still have a constant over here on the left we're going to have to do something with. But what you can find is that what they've done is they factored out the slope. So we can just look straight at our slope, and you notice that I've got 5/7 or 7/5. And we know our slope here is going to be this 5/7, so I can go and eliminate A and B. So that's the official way, right? But also, since we have these points here, and you notice it's a positive slope, remember it's rise over run, so you can look to see, well, how many points am I going up? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 up. How many am I going over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be 5/7, both positive because you're going up and you're going to the right. Do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can actually find the slope just by saying how many do you go up or down, how many do you go left or right. We already have our, so that's going to be 5/7. We already have our y-intercept, right? So when x is 0, well, we already know what that is. That's going to end up being -3, right? So we're going to do plus -3, or we could do a -3. Either one works. But now we need to find one that actually works for that. So let's distribute these out. So let's check out C. Y plus 2 equals 5/7 x plus, distribute this out, those two cancel out, so that's going to be 5. So subtract 2 from both sides, you get y equals 5/7 x plus 3. Oh, you're so close, but I want the -3. And so you see, if we do the exact same thing, we're going to use that minus. That's going to be our answer. So our answer is D.